In this video, we're going to take our assembly of our soft jaws and our vise last time, and we are going to cut into our soft jaws here so that we can prepare for our second operation. Uh, do that, we need to make sure that we have our model set up and that our jaws are spaced at 1/8 of an inch apart. If you don't have this yet, go back to the last video. So before we can start editing our soft jaws, what we want to do is we want to break the link from our original soft jaws. Now, this is the same reason why when we brought in our Tormach vise, that we broke the link so that anything that we do on this vise is not going to be changed on our original. Because we want to be able to reuse our soft jaws if we are going to be machining any parts. So come on over to our browser, right click on our soft jaw blank, click on break link, that for both of them. So after we have that done, what we want to do is start sketching on the top of these. To create a sketch, put it on the top face of one of those jaws. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to project that edge and that edge so that we are able to use that geometry. I'm going to project that line right there, and when I press OK, those two will turn up purple. So the next step that I want to do is I want to create two construction lines to be able to use the center point right here for our profile. So I'm going to select the center of that projected line and the center of that projected line. I click on both. The next thing I want to do is I'm going to come out from our center right there, draw it straight across so that it's perfectly 90 degrees. And I still need to fully constrain this. So I'm going to create a dimension from my projected line, and that is going to be at 0.8125. These are 3/4 of an inch. This is 1/8 of an inch. So half of that would be a 16th. 3/4 plus 1/16 of an inch is 0.8125. And now this is fully constrained that we're able to start putting our flange sketch. If we open up our drawing, you see that it's a 1/2 inch diameter circle on the inside with 2/4 inch diameter circles on the edge. And we have 4 tangent lines on either side of that. So I'm going to create a center diameter circle, and we want to make sure that our line type is not a construction, so back off. I'm going to go to the center point, drag out, type in a 1/2 inch, and I'll do that one more time on here. We'll come back and we'll dimension the distance later, 0.25. And this one is also going to be 0.25. We want to then do our dimension distance right there between the two is going to be 0.5. And from here to here is also going to be 0.5. Finally, I'm going to draw in 4 lines. They can just be floating out here. Finally. Now, if you accidentally drew it so that you have parallel constraints, you can just click on those 2 little lines right there and press delete on your keyboard so that we can delete. The next thing is we want to use our tangent constraint. I'm going to select my line and my circle, line, circle, and we will just keep on going around until all of these lines are tangent our circle. And now, before we can extrude this, we need to make sure that this is a closed profile. You can see that there are dots at the end of our lines, which means that they're not, they're either too long or they're not all the way to the circle. So if it's too short, we can go to modify extend, That'll extend it to the circle, and you can see that the circle, or the little dot at the end of the line, disappears. Select that one. Then these ones that are too long, we can select trim. Twice. And then what we're able to do also is to be able to trim out the insides of our circles here. So that we have a fully constrained sketch there. So we're going to finish that sketch and take a look at the print again. And the right hand side on the section view right here, we can see that it's extruded down 0.157. So we'll extrude this distance. We're going to cut and on our objects to cut, we're going to want to select our soft jaw blanks. So I'll go down 0.157 and it will cut into our soft jaw blank. Now we have our vise and our soft jaws prepared. The last thing we want to do is we want to bring in our flange to be able to fit inside of there. I'm going to click on my cylinder head flange, right click on that, insert into current design, bring that in, makes it a little bit easier, we can move that closer. And we want to assemble this so that the top edge right there is going to match up with the top radius right there. Just like before, I'm going to select my joint. I'm going to bring my cursor up to that point right there. Then I'm going to come up to that point right there. If your part accidentally brings it in like that, what we can do is we can flip the component over the joint origin by selecting that button right there. That will bring it right in. Then we press OK, and your flange and your vise and soft jaws are all set up. Start preparing this for our second operation for milling.